Of Allah, the most merciful, most gracious. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we are going to explain chapter 2, which is elements of the sentence, which belong, of course, to the University Grammar of English by Randolph Quirk. In this chapter, we are going to discuss the parts of the sentence. We are going to discuss in detail the parts of the sentence. For example, we know the parts of the sentence like the main parts like the subject, the object, the verb, the direct object, indirect object, and subject complement, object complement, and adverbs. And we are going to take each element and we will discuss, for example, its position and the job that will or the role that will play in this sentence. So here, for example, we'll start by the parts of the sentence as here Randolph Quirk divided the sentence into what we call subject and predicate or predicate. Okay, the subject and predicate. Randolph Quirk divided the sentence that the sentence can be divided into two parts, which is the subject, and then which is a predicate. The predicate start from the verb and till the end of the sentence. So, for example, in this sentence, we will take this example as a model for this topic, and then we will explain, for example, what do you mean by subject and what do you mean by the predicate, and then we will take the shapes of the subject. So the first sentence, for example, John carefully searched the room. So John is the subject, and then the other parts of the sentence is the predicate of the sentence. Here, John, the shape of this word is like a proper noun. So we can see the subject in many shapes, in many models, or yes, shapes of the subjects. So number one, we have the proper nouns, that we can see the subject as proper noun, like John. And a proper noun, it's which is a word refer to the specific name of a person, of a place. Okay, it specify that thing and modify it. So here we have the John is the subject, and then we have from carefully till the end of the sentence. We call this predicate, and the job or the function of this part of the sentence is to tell what John does. Okay, this is the job of the predicate, is to tell what the subject does. So here the predicates tell us that John searched the room, and this is the action of the subject. Yes, so if we want to conclude the first sentence, we said that sentence consists of the subject and the other parts of the sentence we call predicate, according to the division of Randolph Quirk. And then we said that the subject, the shape of the subject is proper noun, and we said the job or the function of the predicate, which is to tell what the subject does. And the second sentence, we have here the subject, it's shaped like a noun phrase, which consists from the article, definite article there, and then we have the noun girl. We call this a phrase, noun phrase, because the main words in the phrase is a noun. Okay, and this is the second shape of the subject. And then we have the predicate. Okay, so in this sentence is the idea of this sentence is Randolph Quirk just wants to show us the division of the sentence, and then he wants to show us also the shapes of the subject. So in the first sentence we have a proper noun, in the second one we have a noun phrase. Okay, we have also in the second sentence, which is his brother. Okay, also we call this a phrase. Okay, his brother grow happier gradually. So his brother grow happier gradually. His brother is the subject, and the other parts of the sentence is the predicate. Okay, and we already know the function of the predicate. Then we can see the subject in the shape of the pronouns. Okay, subject pronoun, like for example, it, he, she. Here the subject is pronouns. Maybe one of the examples of the sentence on this topic is to tell you, for example, to give him example about sentence. The subject of this sentence is, for example, pronoun or noun phrase or proper noun. So the idea of the sentences is to know or to learn the shapes of the subject, and then to know how can you divide the sentence into subject and predicate, and to know the function of the predicates in the sentences. So the main idea or the beginning of this chapter, he just want to tell us the division of the subject and predicate, okay, and then to know the shapes of the subject, and then to know the function of the predicate. Later on, we will figure on each element of the sentence and its role in the sentence.